Ngayon po naman, nakita po naman po natin ang nangyayari, di ba? So, kapag tumama yung kalamidad, meron tayong ibinibigay po na tulong sa mga naapektuhan. And then, ito nga po, lumalabas na po yung budget dito po sa mga flood control system na ito, etc. Pero, despite dito po sa binabanggit ninyo, meron din pong mga DOH personnel na kumakanlong doon sa mga nagkakasakit, etc. Nasaan ba ang pagkukulang dito ngayon sa bansa natin, considering na we spend so much money on infrastructure para po sa flood mitigation projects na ito, including ngayon, meron pa tayong Climate Change Commission. And then bakit po ito at ito pa rin po ang ating nararanasan at bakit po tayo number 1 pa rin nga dito sa listahan na ito for the past 16 years?
I will bring you back to the World Risk Index indicators kung bakit number 1 tayo. Sa sinasabi ko earlier, mataas ang susceptibility natin to the risk. Bakit? Dahil ang investment natin sa basic services, especially for those who are vulnerable, mababa. At saka, palagi kong sinasabi, Ted, we have to invest in resilience, no? I always tell my students in Master of Disaster Risk and Resilience at the Ateneo, under the Environmental Science program, and Department of Environmental Science and Department of Sociology and Anthropology, I always say, risk is a function of hazard, be it a flood, typhoon, exposure and vulnerability. Overcapacity equals resilience. So I always say, we have to identify in the climate disaster risk assessment, that SIDRA that we're doing with local governments, we always say, who is at risk? Where, how, and when? Ano ang kahinaan nila? Bakit nakalantad sila dyan sa mga lugar na yan? Ano ang kapasidad? What is the capacity that we built that they can respond proactively? So kung tingnan mo yan, para sa akin, Ted, simple lang. Bawasan ang exposure natin, bawasan ang kahinaan natin, and build our capacity, our adaptive capacity, and our coping capacity. Okay. Kung tingnan mo dyan sa susceptibility natin, pinakita dyan ang nutrition. Alam mo ba, Ted, 30% of Filipino children 0 to 5 has been malnourished. 30%. So for the past 5 decades, kinukwenta ko yan. Kung 5 decades, how many decades? Around 40 million Filipinos hindi nag-develop ang brain properly kasi if you don't have proper nutrition, your brain does not develop very well. And I think that accounts that why in Asia we are number 1, or highest tayo sa learning poverty, and our children have lowest IQ. Imagine, Ted, number 1 tayo after, in the 50s, 60s, 70s. Ngayon, lowest IQ ang mga bata natin, pagkatapos highest learning poverty. That tells you na something is wrong, something is not quite right with our investments.
Sige po. So
lower poverty, lower poverty index, lower inequality, and investments in having healthy populations. Okay? And all the other investments I mentioned to you.
Ted Filon at DJ Chacha ngayon nasa Radyo 5 92.3 News FM Monday to Friday 6 to 10 a.m.